Healthy Food Guide nutritionist Claire Turnbull, who we love as a visitor, is here to tell us more. Morning, Claire.
Good morning.
Welcome. Right, so some of these are fantastic for you and give you a nice little fill-up, right?
Yep.
And some of these aren't so good.
Yep.
How do we know?
Well, essentially what we're looking for is something that's got a little bit of protein in it, because with a snack, you're wanting something that's going to make you feel full. So these ones here have got around 4 grams of protein in or more, which, if for equivalent, an egg is about 6 grams. So a little bit of protein in them, quite high fibre.
This is really good information. Where can I see the protein? How do I know it's got protein?
So if you look at the per serving per bar,
yep.
The protein, that says 5.9 grams. So that's equivalent to an egg would be in that bar.
So how do we know that? So I guess we need to get informed. But if we're looking for protein, which gives us good energy, what are we after?
Yeah.
So 5 grams plus, is that?
Well, about 4 grams plus in one of these bars, because one of the things is they're actually quite small.
Yeah.
And deceptively, actually, when you kind of unpackage them. But at Healthy Food Guide, that's kind of what we've decided is the key priority, to make sure you're getting a snack that's going to make you full. Otherwise, you kind of eat them and then want to have...
Are you better just to have an egg?
Well, yeah, you're definitely better to have an egg, yeah. I mean, the thing is that these exist for convenience. Obviously, they're very popular with there being so many different types in the market, but I do think that as a product type, they can be slightly misleading, because they sound nutritious, but a lot of them aren't.
And also, if you put an egg in my son's school lunchbox, he's not
throw it away.
He's not going to eat it, is he?
Yeah. So I think it's just about looking at what the better choices are and trying to avoid some of the traps, because I think that there's some products out there that look or are labelled, they look quite healthy, but really they're not as good as people think they are.
Well, they say oaty slice, muesli, fruit and veggie stick.
Yeah, so the wording is very confusing. So, like, the fruit and veggie sticks there are similar in sugar to the equivalent one that's just fruit. I mean, that is not a way to get vegetables into a child, really. But certainly from a branding perspective, it's obviously incredibly helpful. But they're very small.
My giddy aunt. So that's got less. That's got 0.8 grams of protein.
Yeah. So that's one of the issues when you haven't got nuts and seeds in there, that they're going to be very low in protein, and they're very small. And I understand, as a mum with kids myself, the need to kind of find something for the lunchbox. But when it is at the compromise of sugar and not very much fibre, it's kind of looking at the better options.
Sugar. Now, we should all know this, but as a general rule of thumb, is 5 grams of sugar equivalent to about 1 teaspoon?
Yeah, that's about right.
Okay.
Yeah. So when we're looking at some of these ones here, these are kind of less than a couple of teaspoons. Those bumper bars there are right up at 5 teaspoons of sugar, right?
Per 5 teaspoons of sugar.
Now, what we're trying to keep below is less than 6 teaspoons per day total.
So they have 5/6 of your daily sugar allowance in one bar.
Yeah, in one bar.
No wonder they're so delicious.
Yeah, and I think exactly. But the thing with a lot of these bars is if they were shaped round, you'd think of them as a biscuit, and a lot of them are definitely much more like biscuits than a nourishing snack. And really, if you want a nourishing snack, just go for the whole nuts and the whole fruit, actually, which are very comparable in price.
What's that? What are these things?
I know, whole fruit. So I mean, most of these bars are between 40 and 80 cents each. If you actually buy seasonal fruit and buy nuts on special, they're very comparable in price.
And you know what you're getting, right?
Yeah, exactly, you know what you're getting. And I think the difference is that the sugar that's in the fruit is not part of that 6 teaspoons that you need to include a day.
The problem is, my son, if you put an apple in his lunchbox on Monday, it will still be in his lunchbox on Friday. It's gone to and from school 5 times.
Yeah, and it's gone battered up and it's gone all brown.
Exactly.
I know.
And everything's starting to stink. Whereas if you put one of these... So how do we get it right? Yeah,
well, I think the thing is, when you're looking particularly at children, it's the balance of what they're eating over the day. So if that's the one thing and you're considering it as a treat food in their lunchbox, but I think a lot of people put a couple of those in, and then they'll have a bag of chips, and then when they get home, they'll have something else that's kind of a treat food. Yeah, so it's all about the context of how we eat over 24 hours, and that's what we kind of get across at Healthy Food Guide. It's just where these things fit into everything else that you're eating.
You are so good at this. Seriously, it was really useful. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.